And joining us now, congressional investigations reporter for The Washington Post, our friend Jackie Alemany. She is an MSNBC contributor. Good morning, Jackie. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning, John.
So, this afternoon is the indictment, but you've got some brand new reporting on what Trump spent yesterday doing. What can you share with us?
Well, once again, the former president is on the search for a lawyer. There has been a remarkable amount of tumult and turnover on Trump's legal defense team. He spent the afternoon interviewing prospective lawyers who are based in Florida and might join the team, as now this is obviously a Florida-based case, and the former president could use some legal advice from someone in the state who has relevant experience and understands the court. And a number of lawyers that we spoke to and legal experts said that any good counsel, that being Todd Blanche, who has taken the helm of Trump's defense team, would know that they would have to have a very solid in-state lawyer. That being said, they have yet to find anyone, or at least publicly announce who's going to sign on. So that means today, Christopher Kise, a veteran Florida litigator who is on Trump's team, but was sort of alienated when he first joined the team last year due to disagreements over legal strategy, are going to be appearing with Trump. But that doesn't mean that there aren't any offers that are outstanding. We know a number of people who have been interviewed, yet, per usual, there are a number of prominent Florida attorneys who have turned Trump down in the opportunity to represent him.
It has always been a challenge for Trump to retain good legal counsel, at least for a long time. The reputation was he wasn't really paying them. But, Jackie, let's talk about his legal team. And your reporting highlights some of the tactics that we can expect from his defense team once it is put in place. What are some of the theories that they're going to present here in the weeks ahead?
Well, so more broadly speaking, John, if you take a step back, there is a division on the team, and something that has hindered the hiring over the legal strategy that the defense team wants to take going forward. There is the camp that wants to assume that posture that Garrett just highlighted, which is the DOJ is weaponized, sort of a burn the house down strategy, and to attack the DOJ for alleged prosecutorial misconduct. And then there's another half of the team who wants to take a more traditional approach, actually hire good, solid trial attorneys and make sure that they focus a lot on the juror selection. It only takes one juror to win a case, especially in a potentially sympathetic courtroom in West Palm Beach, Florida. That being said, there are a number of decisions that Todd Blanche is going to have to make quickly. Under Eileen Cannon, some strategic tactics to potentially delay the trial, potentially efforts to try to get some of the information and the evidence that was included, particularly the evidence provided by Evan Corcoran, rescinded. So there are a number of potential legal battles that the Trump team could line up going into this.
And it certainly can't be overstated that while Judge Cannon won't be part of today's proceedings, the role that she could play is significant once we head to trial. Congressional investigation reporter for The Washington Post, Jackie Alemany, you've got a busy day ahead. Thank you for starting it with us, and we will talk to you again soon. Still.